So this is going to be a room tour video, but this is more of a before tour because I'm still changing a lot of things around in here with different projects and whatnot. So this is going to just kind of be more of a before, and then later once things are more set up the way I want them, I'll shoot another video for an after. But this is when you first walk into the room. You know, the dart tank over there, just a bunch of junk right over here. My tank, 45-gallon salt water, and then this table here, which I have not shown you because I just started building that and brought it in last week. And then my baby rack is right here when you first walk in. You know, it's got all the baby corns. These are yearlings, most of them. These two up here are that's my pied blood, and that is my lava male, but they're going to be moving. They're getting to be too big for that, but that's the baby rack. More junk down there. And then here's the adult rack. This one here is the adult rack. This is for my juveniles that are around 2 years old. And as you can see, I've brought up the adults, which I'll be a video shortly as well. Then over here, which I'm not gonna get too close, but these are my wife's chinchillas. I'm somewhat allergic to these guys, so they're fine in the room as long as I don't go over there and touch them or mess with their bedding. I'm fine, but so this is as close as I'm gonna get. But eventually, when these guys are gone, what I want to put here is I want to build a shelf unit for a couple boas, and then on top of that shelf unit, I want it to be a stand for that 120 that I purchased that leaks. And then that will house the 2 green tree pythons, but that's the corner I want to put them in. Swinging around, curtains up over the windows because it's winter time and just help keep that extra cold out. Here in the middle, drawing some plans up. I'm building a new stand for this corner, which will be this tank, setting up top, and then a 75 in the middle, and then a cabinet down below to hide all my junk. But that's what the plans are. This is my ball python rack here. I use the top as a table. Come around to this side of it. The ball pythons are in the middle ones. We'll put one of these out and see what we got. So that's my ball pythons. Let's push this back. Not feeding time yet. That holds 4, and I'm currently only using the 2. I'm saving the other 2 for my Honduran milks. When they get larger, they're going to need a much bigger cage than what these tubs are. So these tubs are great for corns, not so great for adult Hondurans, but my Hondurans are about the size of my corns right now, and they're not full grown, but there's going to be a species video on them as well coming up. So that's this. This is where I do all my feeding. You see the tongs there, and you know, all my stuff, my cleaning supplies. This is what I clean out my tanks with. Those wipes, they work beautifully. There's my napkins. Yeah, my wife made that for me because I like dragons, reptiles. You know, of course, there's the dart frog tank, not looking so glorious. Those plants aren't doing so well in there. I think I'm gonna get a bigger light. I definitely need a bigger light and more light. So this is just the junk from like the saltwater tank, spray bottle, squirt down the tank. A phosphate reactor, which I want to be using here shortly as soon as I find a spot on the tank to put it. Yeah, just more fish aquarium junk. Of course, there's the fish tank, needing a little bit of attention. You can see the one filter isn't coming out quite right, and that's because there's algae growth up underneath that cap. Since that housing is mostly clear, I get a lot of algae growth in there, and for the most part I don't mind it, but when it starts doing that, I gotta go in there and pull some of that out, and my water level's a little low. You can see tank's doing good. The anemone finally moved out of this patch of coral, but I'll get to that in another video. We'll talk more about that later. This is just a tour video. This is something new I've added. What I'm gonna do, what I'm working on, okay, these buckets down here is my mixing buckets for my water changes. I designed this to hold the 2 buckets, but what I think I'm going to do instead of 2 5-gallon buckets, I think I'm just going to put a 10-gallon aquarium down there and use that for mixing. And what I got going up here, okay, this is live algae that I'm culturing, and that's for a later project, which I'll get to more exactly on that in a future video. And then we started our garden a little earlier this year. You can see I got some plants already starting to come up. This is me and my daughter's little project. We got a couple cherry tomatoes, a couple peppers, and a couple big tomatoes. So, and then on top, yeah, it's just my water thing for watering, you know, giving the snakes water. And I picked this thing up off eBay. This is a LED, 126 LEDs. Where the heck's the switch? Turn it on. Let me turn it around. There we go. There it is. You know, for shooting videos, sometimes my videos are a little dark. I picked that up to help, you know, fix that issue. So we'll see. I gotta be playing around with that, but I like it. You can see all the LEDs there. So that's the tour. There's the babies. We'll just spin around here real kind of quick. Adults, sub-adult corns, milks, chinchillas. See if we can't zoom in on one though. Yeah, he's sleeping. He's not dead. He's just sleeping. Yep, I got his attention. We'll get a little closer. I'll show you. He ain't dead. See, he's alive. They sleep like that. 2 more down there. Again, those are my wife's, not mine. Then they take up too much real estate. Ball python rack right in the middle. Over here will be a double-decker rack with 40-gallon and a 55 below, and then cabinet space. Not sure what I'm going to do with this spot, but clean up this window, and I'd like to put some type of stand in there. That's a south-facing window. It's the best south-facing window in the house, so you know, get some plants growing, maybe some herbs. And of course the 45 and all my junk down below for taking care of the system, the tank, and that's that.